Hey, what's up? I'm Ashley. Thank you for watching this video. And Jagged Mind will blow your mind, and we all should run if we ever see Billie and Alex in real life. Just keep on running. Don't look back because we might fall and get caught. And I don't want to get caught up in this. Jagged Mind is a psychological thriller about Billie who lives in Little Haiti. She has these very strange visions, has these really bad headaches, and suffers from blackouts which point towards the same dementia symptoms her mother had before she died. Now, when it first comes on, we immediately get a hookup scene between Billie and her ex-girlfriend, Christine. And yeah, I like that. Come in strong. But when Billie wakes up the next morning, she's telling her best friend Kim that Christine just up and left her. Then we see her go on this run where we see this man we found out later's name is Papa Just. But we didn't know that yet. We just saw this weird creepy man with these white pupils speaking in what sounded like a spell. When Billie sees this man, she stops dead in her tracks. Her nose starts bleeding. Eyes get all red like she's possessed or something. I'm like, what's wrong with her? We don't find out. It just jumps to Billie in this bar at a table by herself, where this woman named Alex sends Billie over a drink as a way to make her way in and talk to Billie. So she goes over there, they start talking, and Billie starts having a vision, and Alex wants to act like she don't know what's going on. She's like, what's wrong? Are you okay? Then has the audacity to say,
okay, look, I know what you're thinking. You're like, what is this white girl doing in Little Haiti asking me all these personal questions? You know, that thought had actually crossed my mind.
Yeah, it crossed mine too. Because what's she doing there? All by herself. I mean, she could have just been out there having a good time by herself. It's possible. But nah, she was over there looking like a creep. Trust your first instincts. But Billie tells her she got to get out of there. She has this work thing and to just call her in the morning. Alex says, see you next time. And when she said that, I didn't think nothing of it. So we get to the art gallery, and this is the work thing that Billie was talking about. And Christine, her ex, is up there doing a speech and talking about a self-portrait of an artist named Rose. This is the self-portrait of Rose, and this is Rose right there in the flesh. But Rose was staring at Billie that night, and I'm thinking, is she gay too? Let me find out. She's trying to be a third. But when Billie and Christine was getting freaky in the chair, Christine noticed this scar on Billie's leg, but Billie didn't seem to remember where it came from and how she got it. Meanwhile, Rose is peeping all of this, and I'm still asking myself, does she want to be a third? But when Christine and Alex took it to the bathroom, Billie started having these visions, and right after, she ends up right back at the same bar we just saw her in, this time with slightly different dialogue. And yeah, Alex is still there, sending over that same bottle of wine. One thing to point out though is when every time Billie got this glass of wine, she would say, I guess one more won't kill me. And when the conversation ends, we always see Alex saying, see you next time, and I'll get back to that point later. So after that second time at the bar, we see Billie back at the after party for the art gallery, and this time she goes up to Rose to congratulate her, but Rose tries to brush her off, but then decides to stop and actually talk to her, and she says, the blackouts and the headaches are getting worse, huh? Then she touches her head and tells her, try to remember. And I'm like, what the heck? We start seeing these weird flashes, and now at this point I'm like, what's going on? I'm getting tired of this because we see them again, Billie and Christine hooking up in the bathroom. She has these visions again, she blacks out, and we see her ending right back up at the same bar. And again, Alex is still over there acting like she don't know what's going on. And then it dawned on me. At this point, I knew that hearing Billie say, one more won't kill me, and Alex saying, see you next time, was going to be a big part of this story, since we saw them saying this each time she blacked out. And I was right, and we'll get into that more when we start talking about how crazy Alex really is. But for this third time around, during this whole back at the bar thing, Billie asked her if she wanted to go back with her to the art gallery, and by Alex's reaction, I knew something was suspicious. She's all like, oh, I wasn't expecting you to say that. So for this third time back at the gallery, we find out that Christine has disappeared. She's nowhere to be found, and it's not like her to ever miss a show. And I'm thinking something's wrong with that too. And I don't even know the girl like that, because now all of a sudden, since Alex is there, Christine isn't there, my immediate thought was, Alex did it. But after being there for a while, they both decide to leave and go back to Alex's house. Rose sees them leaving, and now I'm thinking, what does Rose have to do with all of this? So now we're at the part where we find out what's really going on. And you know what's going on? Alex is crazy. Lock her up in an asylum, a mental institution. Strap her up. Don't let her arms move to pick up any crystals or no spell book. Matter of fact, gag her so she can't even read off the spells. Because she'll cast a spell on you. Just run, y'all, and don't look back. Like Finding Nemo says, just keep swimming, just keep running. She's a psychopath. This is really horror. I'm scared. Oh, hell no. But after the art gallery, they go back to Alex's house and they start hooking up. Billie tells Alex that she keeps having the same dream where she keeps dying over and over again, and Alex is telling her, you're safe with me, when it's the opposite. No, she's not. Nobody's safe with you. Then when Billie's taking a shower, she blacks out and has this vision of her being choked. But when she blacks out, she wakes up strapped up in the hospital bed. And the doctor basically tells her that there's no good news on her condition. Then we jump to Alex being a psycho at dinner. She brings pictures of them so that Billie won't forget things, knowing good and well she's the one that's making Billie forget. She be playing mind games, talking about, I wish you can remember, when she's the one wiping her memory clean. Now here's the first example of Alex erasing Billie's memory. At dinner, Alex passes out on the waiter for bringing them warm wine. Billie blacks out and it's like it never happened. She made Billie forget just that quick that she just passed out on the waiter for bringing them warm wine. Because she doesn't want her to know how crazy she is. She wants her to think this relationship is perfect so she won't lose her. Another example is when we get to their 6-month anniversary mark. They show us just how possessive and jealous Alex is. When Billie hangs out with Kim, Alex is clearly upset and she loses it and goes ham again on her when they're out to eat again. Alex starts going in and talking bad about Kim, about how she's a mother with a hangover, and starts yelling at Billie about her getting wasted with another woman. She's all like, you're out there getting wasted with another woman. That's her best friend. But then it quickly reverses as if the fight never happened, and Alex is telling Billie that she wants to meet Kim. But when she does actually meet Kim, Alex lies to her and tells her that Billie was talking about how broke she is and that she doesn't want to hang out with her anymore so that she can save money. Then Alex goes and lies to Billie and tells her Kim said you need a caretaker and doesn't want you around her son because of your condition. But before all those lies, Kim did notice the scar on Billie's arm, and of course, Billie doesn't know how she got it. And also, we see Kim's son run up to Billie to give her a hug, and he all of a sudden falls down. And then I look at Alex, and I said, Alex, you did that. I don't know how, but I know you did that. And I was right, because it came out later that she pushed him down and just made her forget that it happened until she found out by herself later, and we'll get to that part later. Back to that night when Alex passed out on the waiter for that warm wine. That was the night that they actually made it official and became an actual couple. When they got back home that night, Billie, of course, blacked out again. Alex takes this box out and makes a cut on Billie's arm, drawing blood from her and saving it. And this is how we find out where the cuts came from on Billie's arm and why she doesn't remember. It's because she was blacked out. She didn't know what was going on, and we'll get to why she was blacked out. Because you saw she was saving her blood. Little weirdo. But during the whole movie, she would have these visions, and it seemed like her memory was trying to push through for her, but she just couldn't piece everything together. So Billie is back in the hospital again, and the doctor is telling her that her condition is worsening, but they just don't know exactly what's wrong with her. When Alex is visiting Billie in the hospital, she keeps pressing her on moving in with her, but Billie keeps telling her that she feels like she doesn't know her that well and that she needs to think about it. She always kept bringing up this whole let's move in together thing. But while they're both sitting there, Billie takes out this picture from her purse. She's like, what's this? Where did this come from? It was a picture of Rose, and on the back it said remember. But Alex gets up real quick. She rushes out of there and says she's got to go to work. And I said, suspicious. When Billie gets home from the hospital, she calls Alex. And look at what Alex is doing while she's on the phone with Billie. She's doing some weird voodoo mess. And I'm thinking, why does she have a picture of Rose? But we see that Billie has just found out that Christine has left the country and it'll be hard to get in touch with her according to this email. So since Billie found that picture of Rose in her purse, she started to Google her. And when she did, she finds Alex in her pictures. There's pictures of Rose and Alex together and it's looking like they were a couple. So Billie looks up Rose's address and heads over to her house. And when she does, she just walks right in there because the door was open. But she got the shock of her life because Rose was in there dead in the shower. She unalived herself. Her wrist was slit, but she didn't even call for help. She just left her laying there. Then Billie starts having these visions again and something in her visions started to tell her to bring this box back with her. So that's what she did, and when she got home, she started investigating the box. She finds a picture of Alex and Christine, but she had to put it up because Alex came in the house. When Billie asked Alex if she knew Rose, she admitted to it and said she only knows her from when she used to model and Rose was the photographer. But then she finally admits that Rose was her ex. Then she kept going on about how Rose was always in and out of therapy and how she probably was off her meds is the reason why she slit her wrist. And Billie was like, I never said anything about her cutting her wrist. Alex is trying to tell her, yeah, you did. You just said it, but no, she didn't. So how would she know that? It's that voodoo she be doing. And it's what we saw her doing when she had that needle in those pictures of Rose. She was putting a spell on her. But then Alex and Billie get into this really big fight where Alex throws this plate at her. Billie picks up a knife, threatens her, and tells her to get out her house. But before she does, Alex says, see you next time. And by now, we should all know what that means. She's gonna erase her whole memory and start clean. Meaning, Billie isn't developing dementia like her mom had like she thought she was. It's Alex playing with her mind. Billie gets that box again and it's random stuff in it like that picture of Alex and Christine, a book with clues in it, and a hard drive meant for Billie. But while all this is happening, Alex is back home doing her voodoo spell on Billie to make her forget. So when Billie plays this hard drive, we see her, Rose, and Papa Just. And this is the part where we find out that Papa Just, the man with the white pupils, was just trying to help her the whole time. We see Rose telling her that Alex has been erasing her days and resetting them so that they'll happen repeatedly. She goes on to tell her that when Alex left her, it put her on a dark path that led her to the crystal. So this whole crystal thing is Rose's fault. She tells her that the crystal has power to reset any moment in a person's lifetime and tells her that her blood is what's fueling the crystal and tells her that's why she has these scars and don't remember how she got them. And the crystal that she's talking about is this one right here that we see Alex wearing around her neck. She stayed wearing that crystal, but Rose let her know that Alex almost killed her trying to take that crystal away from her. When she found out how strong it was, we find out that that crystal is blood magic. And Rose is also telling Billie that anything that she puts in that box that, she took back home will be protected from the reversal of the crystal. She tells her, as you're watching this from the hard drive, hurry up, write down everything that I'm telling you right now so that you won't forget, because she will erase your memory again, and tells her she gotta hurry up and do this because too many time loops will kill you. And as she's telling her all this and all this is happening, Alex is doing the spell on Billie. So Billie hurries up and scribbles everything down before she passes out, and she did it just in time. Billie then wakes up. We see Alex back at the house, and she leaves this time on a good note instead of that fight that they had when she threw that plate at her. Billie's nose starts bleeding, and that draws her to the box. She opens it, and that makes her remember everything from the notes that she just wrote down. We see things in the book like don't trust Alex and remember Jake's birthday party, and this means the time when she pushed him down instead of him just falling by himself. We also see she's not who you think she is, and she lies. So we get to this part where Alex brings Billie over to her parents' fancy house, and when they get there, Billie asks her to go get her some wine. And when she does, that's when Billie grabs the crystal, and it reminds her of every incident where Alex had screamed at her, was abusive, and each time they broke up. When Alex comes outside and sees Billie holding the crystal, that's when she confesses to killing Christine. and the fact that she's killed Billie multiple times already in just reset time. Yeah, that's right. She's been killing Billie over and over again every time they got into an argument or she just didn't like how things went, so she would kill her and just reset it. She tells her she's been killing her because she doesn't listen to her. She eventually gets the crystal back, but Billie stabs her in the neck, but then that's when Alex hits her across the head with the wine bottle. She yells at her and tells her it's her fault and now she has to reset everything again. But Billie puts on this act and she pretends that, yeah, it was her fault. But then she reaches, gets a piece of that broken wine bottle and stabs Alex right in the stomach. That gave Billie the chance to get the crystal back and read off the spell, resetting everything back to before Alex and Rose met, just like Rose told her to do. But now we get back to the same setting at the bar, but this time she doesn't accept the drink and Alex is shook and confused. She's just sitting there looking stupid with that stupid look on her face. Then we see that Billie goes to Papa just like Rose told her to, and she gives him the box. But there's no crystal inside. She kept it. We're going to have to watch out for her too. She goes to the art gallery, but this time she breaks up with Christine for good. And then we see the same painting that we've been seeing of Rose this whole time. Billie looks at it and then makes eye contact with Rose. Now, I don't know what that look means because we hear her on the phone with her friend Kim. It's like an overlap and she's saying she's keeping her options open. So does that mean she's looking at Rose? She may use the crystal on Rose and now Rose may never get out of this whole thing, but it is her fault. She is the one that started it. But y'all let me know what y'all think. But one thing's for sure, it don't matter how good Billie looks, we still have to stay away from her. We have to run from her too, as fast as we can. She holding on to that crystal for a reason. But y'all let me know what you think about Jagged Mind on Hulu in the comments so we can talk about it. And if you haven't already and want to see more videos like this, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next one.